outside, you in the crib, but the ball outside. I get it on outside, from the dusk to the dawn outside. So in the morning outside, I'm catching wreck when they drawing outside. Cause it's a war outside, my sword drawn outside. This Excalibur, you better be all outside. Cause it's a war outside, I get it on outside. You in the crib, but the ball outside. I get it on outside, that's a definite. Cannonball, wrecking shit, excellent. Rhyme Barack and bombing like the president. I remain strong, King Kong with the prevalence. I show you exactly what we do, that's how I represent. Hardcore, heaven sent, chain on, element. Throwing all black when they spot me like the leopard print. Oh, I got the braids in, shades on, made mint. Cause we put in work to stop the earth until they cave in. Walk strong, talk heavy, hold my own. You rock solid when we bout to leave the sword, the stone. Nigga, we warriors, hardcore, tracking the pride. To let the Hebrew speak, nigga, general eyes. And we talk to super heavy, nigga, that's the surprise. But Lord scripture, street talk, word the captain the cod. Nigga, we blazing, ripping mic with all facts, doing the knowledge to the max till we cracking the pavement. UPK out of one West Harlem, nigga. We spring forward and they falling like it's autumn, nigga. Talking to all them niggas born in the mud. If you ain't feeling this, you call them slugged, and that's real. Oh, I get it, cat tie, or they not of a kind. I get the order that is handled kind, not the one kind. Without a doubt in my mind, I'm finna stop and recline. Anybody that come against us, they should probably resign. It's a war going on outside, no man is safe from. I hate these niggas throwing shots, but can they take some? Christ says, sell out your garments to get a sword now. I'ma go and sell off these polos to get a fall down. Damn sure ain't started the war, but I'ma end it, cause the spiritual war could turn carnal any minute. I remember riding back in the days, window was tinted, but Salakia, I'm done with that carnal shit, I repented. And they bomb-proof the booth every time I'm about to go win it. You ain't know this shit, I live for this truth, and I'ma defend it. And I get my second wind just as soon these niggas get winded. It's a war going on outside. It's a war going on outside. You in the crib, but the ball outside. I get it on outside. From the dusk to the dawn outside. So in the morning outside, I'm catching wreck when they drawing outside. Cause it's a war outside. My sword drawn outside. This Excalibur, you better be all outside. Cause it's a war outside. I get it on outside. You in the crib, but the ball outside. I get it on outside.
Nobody's safe, it's a war out here. If you pussy in the streets, you a whore out here. See me all suited up in my fallout gear. 762, flip your fucking car out here. No burner, I still a break your jaw out here. All black hearses, tinted with black curtains. Docs on site with medics and mad nurses. Leave us out your verses. You don't want that kind of war, ready for that bullshit. Kinda like a matador. Get this kind of focus, you gon' need some Adderall. Something just to lock you in behind them padded walls. They say I got some screws loose, and that's true too. Don't let me let them wolves through like it's a full moon. It's like I transform the booth to a war room. Come up with a strategy, maximizing your calories. Courage of King David, battling like a Maccabees. Find out who you think that nigga walk to him casually. Then proceed to bar his life away rapidly. Take a knee for your majesty, take it, they hate it savagely. I try leaving rap alone, but I guess that this happened. Keep you grounded like gravity in the field, but it's damage. Horror, I see calamity. Scar you up for my family. Mumble rappers be mad at me. Fuck them up in they faculty. They words sweet, sit in they mouth and causing cavities. Yeah, it's a war, but none of you suckers work.
It's a war going on outside. You in the crib, but the ball outside. I get it on outside. From the dusk to the dawn outside. So in the morning outside, I'm catching wreck when they drawing outside. Cause it's a war outside. My sword drawn outside. This Excalibur, you better be all outside. Cause it's a war outside. I get it on outside. You in the crib, but the ball outside. I get it on outside.
Yo, this concert, this chick, right? A woman, she damn mind. But she works in Walmart. And I've been seeing there forever. Yeah, this morning I was in the wall, you know, she came up to me. What? I was like shocked because like I never said anything more to her than hello.
What that mean?
Huh?
What that mean? You shocked because you never said more than hello?
Yeah, I never said nothing to her. But she came at me like I was at the self checkout, and she came over. She stands by the door when you come in.
Yep.
She came all the way over there to help me with my. I don't even have like 4 items.
Oh shit. Good night.
Then she came at me like she was mad. Yo, she was mad friendly.
Hey, brother. Most High in Christ.
It's just funny.
Tell her to come to class.
Huh?
Tell her to come to class.
I ain't going to talk. But, I was surprised because she never said nothing to me before.
Right. She definitely noticed you though, brother. Salakia. Let me just check this this audio. Make sure everything is on the up and up. Con, it's all good. Most High in Christ. Let's clap it up. Here we go again, man. Most High in Christ. Shalom. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah Barakatah to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Alathah Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah to the sisters. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Under Commanding General Yohana. You understand? Established in 1969, teaching the truth according to the Bible. You know what I mean? That blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true Jews according to the Bible. And that the oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of. You understand? And so, of course, this is the Monday night scripture breakdown class out here in Durham, North Carolina. Preaching officer 500,000 holding it down until, one of the Adawanyim take over. Shalakia. Bear with me just a second. Shalakia. It's like I was saying, this, of course, is the scripture breakdown class. So if anybody has any questions, if you have any questions in the room, just go ahead and raise your hand. If there's any questions online, then you just type your question into the chat. You know what I mean? We'll look at it and I'll answer it if I can. If not, we'll save it. For one of the Adawanyim to see if they can go ahead and break that down for you. All right. So first things first, questions in the room. Go ahead, Yanazor.
I got a question to break down on Isaiah 47. Yeah, Isaiah 47, 7 and 8.
Isaiah chapter 47.
Yeah, 7 and 8.
Okay.
I got a couple of questions, Adawan Baba Shah.
That's totally fine. That way, at least worst things worse, get them out, get them down. You know what I'm saying? So we can make sure we clarify exactly what trying to get to the bottom of. And we'll go from there. So Isaiah chapter 47, verse 7. Go ahead and read it, brother.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 47, verse 7. And thou saidst, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay things to thy heart, neither didst thou remember the latter end of it. Verse 8. Therefore, now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwelleth carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else besides me, I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. Now, I know this is talking about the oppressor, but I just need to break down Baba Shah.
On what element, or just in general, like what aspect of it is?
Okay, so like when he say he's a lady, right? I don't understand that totally. Like if you're a lady, that means like you treated a certain kind of way.
Well, let's see.
That's in verse 7.
So we, like you said, you notice it's talking about oppressors, right? Because we go to the beginning of verse of the chapter, right? It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon," right? So we know that it's talking about the daughter of Babylon, right? So now it says, "And thou saidest," hold on, let's read verse. Jump to verse.
Six.
Jump to verse 5.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 47, verse 5. "Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdom."
Keep going.
Verse 6. "I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou verily laid thy yoke." Verse 7. "And thou saidst, I shall be a lady forever."
Right. So this is talking about us being oppressed, right? And how they treated us. The Lord is talking to them. He says, "Sit down, O lady, O daughter of Babylon." And so it's like he's talking to the oppressor, right? Then we go to verse 4. The Lord says that he's the redeemer of Israel, right? So now going back to this lady situation, you know what I'm saying? Let's see if we can get an understanding of this real quick.
It has to do with treatment. Whenever it comes to lady, that is some kind of treatment.
Right. So if you go to the blue letter, right, and you look up the word that's used here for lady, right, it's Gabaroth, right? And this word essentially means a mistress. A mistress, right? To a degree, right? To a degree. Think of it more so in the sense of, right. There you go. Like the side chick. You know what I mean? It ain't, you know what I mean? Now, again, in Israel, we don't actually deal with side chicks. You know what I mean? We have wives, period. You deal with more than one woman, any woman you lay with is your wife. But the metaphor of the lady, you know what I'm saying? Think it, like you said, you mentioned whores, you know, because that word is often associated with whores. It's associated with like a woman that's just there for them, you know what I mean? Like she's a comfort girl, right? She's there for that right now, but it's not really the main person, the main thing. You understand? Ironically, if you look up the word in the blue letter, it also is described as a queen. Go ahead.
It's saying like the Most High is like, okay, so you have a side chick, right? And you might be buying her gifts and giving her stuff. You know what I'm saying? But they don't appreciate it or they don't see the value of it or something like that.
Say that one more time.
Okay, so like you have a side chick,
right?
And you might be giving her gifts. You might be letting her slide with stuff, you know what I'm saying, that you might not let your main squeeze slide with.
Right.
So is this what I mean? I'm just
in a way,
yeah,
in a way, because it's like more like you. That's all you are. You know what I'm saying? You the lady, but you not. I'm with Israel. But you thought that because I was giving you this time, you thought because I gave you mine inheritance to pollute it that I love you. No. That's not what. That's why he said at the beginning, just like come sit down, let's talk. No, it's not. Read verse 7 again.
Verse 7, "And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever."
Right, because in verse 6 he said, "I was wroth with my people." It's like don't get it twisted.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Well, it was a fling. Like I was mad at my people, so I use you to show them that they gotta respect me more. But no, it ain't like that. You thought you was gonna be a lady forever. Read on.
Word. "So that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart."
You didn't even remember how you were merciless to my people. You thought I forgot about how you treated my people? You thought I forgot about how you oppressed my people? Go ahead.
"Neither did it remember." Salakia.
What?
Salakia, sir.
Mm-hmm. Can I read it again?
Salakia, sir. Only reason why I got the phone on is because she's flying out of New York. I just want.
I got you.
Most High
No sweat,
Christ,
bro.
the water, sir.
Next time, just let me know. You just say it's like I got to take this. You know what I'm saying? And I can read. There's no sweat.
Most High
Go
Christ,
ahead.
sir. You want me to read 7 again or go into 8?
We're going to 8.
Verse 8. Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwelleth carelessly, that saith in thine heart, I am, and none else besides me.
Again, he's comparing the heathens. He's comparing the daughter of Babylon to this lady. She getting really big for her britches. She getting real full of herself. Like, it's basically, this is scriptures like saying, like, yo, people, you never had somebody say, well, if the Lord is against America, why does America prosper?
Yeah.
Why does America, why they got the biggest military? Why they got the most money? Why they got Wall Street? Why they got this? Why they got that? If the Lord hates them, why they do so well? Well, guess what? That's why America's pride, you know how we read about the pride of thine heart? Again, this is the Lord sitting down with America like, yo, why the hell are you so damn prideful? You think I love you? You think I care about you? Oh, you think because you got Wall Street that means something. You think that because, because you got the kingdom and because you live in fat right now that means something. That's not, no. Let's get down to the reality of the matter. I was wroth with my people. You know what I'm saying? Read on a little bit more.
I got it out of one. Okay. Neither shall I know the loss of children.
Drop that. Go to verse 11 real quick. We can.
Verse 11. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth.
Right, read.
And mischief shall fall upon thee.
Read.
Thou shalt not be able to put it off.
Ooh.
And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know.
That's what it is. That's what it is. This is about the pride of America. America, they done been in their seat so long, they think they the lady of kingdoms. Like, I got it. Go ahead,
I was reading the scripture. I didn't write it down. It was saying that he's going to hit them. Basically, it was saying he's going to hit them where it hurts. So I'm thinking in terms of America's economics.
He doing it now.
Yeah. You see that tsunami, yo?
I heard about it.
So they got a satellite, beautiful satellite photo of that shit. Of the volcano eruption under the ocean.
Wow.
Yo, you got to see that shit.
That's crazy.
I mean, it got it on video. And that shit, like, oh my God.
God damn.
And it's messing up the shipping lanes and all that type.
Ooh-wee.
That's the conference.
No sweat. So does that answer your question, though?
I got it.
Come on, Most High in Christ. You had another question, right?
Yeah, I got Romans 16 and 20.
Come on.
Let me get it. It says,
let me get there with you. Is it Romans 16 and 20?
Nah, I got that one.
Okay, so which one is the next one?
The next one is Leviticus 10, 9 and 10.
Okay.
And that's the last one I got for today.
Yeah.
Leviticus 10, 9 and 10. That Roman, John, I could break that down. I must have.
Leviticus
10, 9 and 10.
Leviticus chapter 10, verse 9 and 10. Okay. All right, go ahead, read it, brother.
I'm a concept. The book of Leviticus, chapter 10, verse 9. Do not drink wine nor strong drink, thou nor thy sons with thee, when ye go into the tabernacle of the congregation, lest ye die. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations, and that ye may put difference between holy and unholy, and between clean and unclean. So I'm trying to understand, like, it's saying, like, You can't drink when you go to the temple or somewhere.
Well, first off, who is this talking to?
I think this is the Levites, correct?
It's talking to specifically to Aaron and his sons, right? The priesthood, right? Now, I will write it down to get the full breakdown on it. But if I'm not mistaken, when it says do not, it's you got to think about context again, right? It's like you saw that breakdown General Hyman did about the scripture that talks about the long hair, right? And where he said basically like, what is long hair? Like, what does that mean? What does it mean to have long hair? Who has long hair? It's relative, right? Drinking is similar, right? For example, it is illegal to drink and drive, right? Now, is it illegal to take a sip of beer and drive? But you drink, right? But you have a what? They give you a breathalyzer. You have to. There's a limit that describes, you know what I'm saying, the legal limit. So literally, if you would be literal, it doesn't literally mean that you cannot drink and drive. It means that you can't drink to get to this point and drive. You understand? So I think when it says here, talking about do not drink wine or strong drink, I don't think it's saying you can't drink at all. It's basically telling you that you can't be intoxicated or drunk doing this work of the priesthood. But don't take my word for it. We're gonna get the full breakdown if Cap or one of the outer wine arrive. So put a just a mark on that one to remind us to bring that up. Don't forget about that one. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna definitely ask that and get a full breakdown, understand on that. Go ahead, Yanazar. Do your thing. Most High in Christ. Was there any other questions in the room? Okay, I'm gonna check online. Doesn't appear to be anything online. Salakia. God, nothing online. No sweat. So before we get into today's topic, you know what I'm saying? Before we get right into today's topic, I wanted to see if there was anything anybody wanted to bring out, anything, you know what I'm saying, any stories or what have you that somebody might have seen, heard, that they thought was, was noteworthy. No sweat. No sweat. Okay. All right, so now with that being said, I'm probably gonna go right into the topic here. So what's today? What? MLK, right? MLK. Is it his? What is it? His Let's see. Yeah, MLK, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, right? Hey, a lot of people had a day off today. You know what I mean? Because it's now officially a federal holiday marking the birthday of Martin Luther King Jr. It is observed on the third Monday of January each year, right? Born in 1929, King's actual birthday is January 15th, so more ridiculousness. His actual birthday is January 15th, which in 1929, when he was born, fell on a Tuesday. The holiday is similar to holidays set under the Uniform Monday Holiday Act. The earliest Monday for this holiday is January 15th, and the latest is January 21st. Right? So, got MLK Jr. Day that is not even really on his birthday, but who really gives a damn? Right? But the point being, why is there even a Martin Luther King Jr. Day? Why is that? Yeah, Yanazar.
because they want to keep the wall over our eyes with it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to keep us entangled, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
in the American, so-called American dream, which he added to with his dream
Right.
of everybody loving everybody.
Right.
So they want to keep us
Mm-hmm.
entangled in that. So they have a holiday, which is a distraction that helps keep us
Mm-hmm.
in that.
Got you. I'm gonna send you a couple of articles. So let me send them to you. Just sent one. Kanye, that's I got just a couple more minutes. Just give me 1 second. Yeah. You didn't hear it when we played it? That's part of it, but there's more. But you heard Jackie Onassis though, right? Yeah, I heard that. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they got audio of that, but there's like, I guess, witnesses who said that, you know, they seen that happen. Okay, I sent you one more. I mean, what you expect? Here's another one. This stuff is so well documented, and this should show you just how baseless America is. How integrity has no value in this place. None. Yeah, it's three of them. So let's start at the beginning, right? Let's get a scripture first. Let's get a scripture first and get right into this. So we talking about MLK today. We gonna break down and talk about Orgy Mike. You know what I mean? Oh, y'all didn't. Oh, they heard me say Orgy Mike, Giannis. Or they don't know what I'm talking about. Give me Matthew chapter 7 and verse 15. Give me Matthew 7 and 15. Come on. Make sure you get into the mic. Yeah, come
on. Okay, there we go. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 7 and 17.
15.
15, Slack. And 15, Matthew's 7 and 15. Beware of false prophets.
Do what?
Beware.
No, you should feel real comfortable around them.
Beware.
Beware. What does it mean to beware?
Be alert. Check it out. Watch this.
Watch them. Expect. You know what I'm saying? Anticipate something dangerous. Go ahead.
Which come to you.
Beware who? Let's say from the top. Beware who?
Beware of false prophets.
Beware of false prophets. That's important, y'all. So they got to hear that.
Kind of want to come.
Beware of false prophets. All right. Beware of false prophets. Now, right? Everyone can easily say a false prophet, a false prophet, a false prophet, right? But let's see the characteristics of a false prophet. Let's see how they beguile you. Go ahead.
which come to you in sheep's clothing.
They come to you in what?
Sheep's clothing.
Sheep's clothing. Now tell me, somebody break that down for me. We've heard that all our lives, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've heard it all our lives about sheep's clothing, wolves in sheep's clothing. What does it mean by sheep's clothing? Why sheep? Of all animals, why sheep? Go ahead, young.
Because sheep are very docile,
right,
and inoffensive. You know,
give me another word. Give me a good adjective.
Peaceful.
That's a great one, but there's one I'm looking for. But everything you said is correct. You got
timid.
What?
Timid.
That's another good one. All good, but there's one I really want.
Passive.
It's not. I put it like this to help you out. It's the opposite of what the UPK looks like. It's the opposite of what people think. Now the reality is we are this, unless, of course, I don't want to give it to you. We cannot be this if it calls for it. But when people, before we do anything, when people see us, beards, braids, boots, gold teeth, you know what I'm saying? Hebrew Academy covers, fringes. When they see us, armbands, garments. When they see us, they think we're the opposite of this.
Soft.
Again, good adjective. They think that's right, but what do they look at us and what are they afraid of? Let me see if
they're afraid of the truth
online. Now remember, it's an adjective. It's an adjective to describe a person. Again, like I said, nobody's saying anything wrong. I'm just being picky. I'm being picky. And there's one word I just want to hear this one. I just want to hear this one phrase to describe what they don't think when they see us and why this scripture is so profound. For time's sake, I'll give it to you. Again, a good one, but here's the word. Word sheep is used because you know what sheep are perceived to be? Harmless. Harmless. You in the middle of the woods. You got lost in the woods. You scared to death, like, oh God, I'm in the woods. Like, what I'm gonna do, man? How am I gonna get out of here? And all of a sudden, you hear a sound, a little in the back, like, what was that? You thinking the worst, right? You thinking lion, tigers, bears, oh my. You thinking it's over for me. You thinking there might be a snake crawling through the grass about to bite your ankle and kill you with one bite. Some horrible thing. And all of a sudden, from behind a tree, a sheep walks out. You will never breathe a sigh of relief like that in your whole life. It's like, oh, I'm saved. I'm about to kill him and eat it. I'm saved. I'm good. But imagine if a tiger, you know what I'm saying, or some other horrible animal came from behind that tree, you'd be terrified, right? Imagine if the other animal is going to mention in this scripture came out from behind that tree. So read it again from the top.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 15. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing.
So a false prophet comes to you in sheep's clothing. They come to you in a way that what seems harmless, seems innocent, as y'all said, docile, timid. They come to you in a way that seems like there is absolutely no reason for me to fear this person. There's no reason for me to be worried about this person, right? Just like that sheep in the woods. That's why they wear those clothing. But go ahead, read on.
But inwardly.
But what?
Inwardly.
But inwardly. So, but forget the clothing. Inside, go ahead.
They are ravening wolves.
They are what?
Ravening wolves.
Now imagine yourself in the same woods, Same scenario, rustling sound, you're terrified, and all of a sudden from behind a tree comes a wolf. Looking at you. You see that, you might, if you're lucky, die of a heart attack right there. You might. You certainly are going to be terrified, afraid. And if you have enough space, you're probably going to do what? Run away. You're definitely not going to get close to it. Now, imagine if that same wolf had the know-how to kill a sheep and then wear the sheep. Me too, right? I see the same thing. Imagine if the sheep could kill a sheep, the wolf can kill a sheep and be like, yo, I'm trying to get some, I'm trying to get some human meat tonight. Let me wear this nigga. And he throws the sheep on and comes from behind the tree. You do the same thing and you sing, oh, it's all good. It's like, it's shalom and good thought. Come on, sir. So you I can send it right now, sir. Come on, sir. I can send it right now, sir. Come on, sir, but it'll just take a second. Come on, sir. Come on, read it again.
But inwardly they are ravening wolves.
Right. So it's the same scenario. It's the same thing. They are appearing one way, but inside, they're that thing you was afraid of the whole time. Inside, forget what they're looking like. The very thing that you should be afraid of is what they really are. You understand? So now read it from the top.
The book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 15. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing.
They come to you in sheep's clothing, right? So what they look like is innocent. Go ahead.
But inwardly.
But what?
Inwardly.
Go ahead.
They are ravening wolves.
They are ravening wolves. And this has been a big problem amongst Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. This has been one of the biggest problems, if not the biggest problem among our people, is that we've trusted in people who, again, because they looked innocent and looked safe and looked harmless, we trusted them. And no one more prominent in that regard than good old Martin Luther King. No one was more innocent than him. No one was more trustworthy than him. You understand? That was his whole image. That was his whole everything. Okay? But now we're going to read some stories to show maybe we shouldn't have trusted him so much and get more scriptures to prove it as well. All right? So let's go to his name first. I sent you one talking about his name. Let's talk about that real quick. You're going to start reading that one from the top.
Okay, it says the interesting history of the real name of Martin Luther King Jr. and why it was changed. Michael King Day.
Ooh-wee.
Doesn't have quite the
same. Now is the ISUPK, right? Now, they say a lot of things about us, Janazar. We get accused of a lot of things, and we just, we liars, and we lying on this and that. We making this up and that. But again, this is not our words. It's the funny part. It's never our words. Never something we made up. We just reading to you what someone else wrote. That's a fact. Okay? So read that again.
Michael King Day doesn't have quite the same ring, does it?
Go ahead.
Great names go with great deeds. So maybe Michael King Sr. knew what he was doing when in 1934
Mm-hmm.
he made a momentous change, or rather two.
Mm-hmm.
He would thereafter be known as Reverend Martin Luther King Sr.
Wait a minute now. Hold up. So who knew, first of all, that Martin Luther King wasn't born Martin Luther King?
Not me.
I didn't. I did not know that. Salakia.
If I may.
Good.
I think it was 2015 or 2014. I went
Mhm.
to his house. His house is like a tourist attraction in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't even tell you there. Like when you go on tour and there and shit, they don't tell you that.
Wow. Wow.
They tell you that.
So you went to a tour of his actual house and
Yes.
they didn't say that. They didn't mention that at all.
They tell you that he pushed his grandmother down the stairs.
Wow.
But
Very nice.
they never tell you that his name was Michael King Day.
Wow.
I never heard that until I came to. I didn't even hear Day until today. I knew Michael King.
No, but the day part is them just being funny.
Oh, okay.
That's them saying, "Oh, imagine if it was Michael Luther King Day or Michael
Okay,
King
I got
Jr.
it.
Day, right?" but his birth name was Michael. Read on.
Come on. He would thereafter be known as Reverend Martin Luther King Sr. His 5-year-old son, also a Michael, would be Martin Luther King Jr.
So this is how he even got the name. It wasn't even his father didn't even change his name. In fact, we're going to find out some more on that. His father didn't change his name to Martin Luther King. No, his pastor father changed his own name. His name was Michael King. He had a son, named his son Michael King, thus making the father senior and the son junior. When young Michael was 5 years old, adult Michael decided to change his name from Michael to Martin Luther to be specific. And just by way of the fact that, well, he's the junior, so whatever his father is, it won't. If his father is Michael King, then he's Michael King Jr. If his father changed his name, he can't be junior no more. You follow me? If the father's name is Michael King Sr. and you're Michael King Jr., then tomorrow he wakes up and he's Martin Luther King. You can't be Michael King Jr. because there is no Michael King Sr. So what must happen?
Your name
Now you got to be Martin Luther King. You understand? And that's how you end up with this name. You weren't named this from birth. You weren't given this name, you know what I'm saying, in any other mechanism other than just coincidence. Your father changed his name and everybody just started calling you the same thing. That's it. That's how you got this name. So now, everywhere you go and you see MLK on a statue, on a street, you know what I'm saying? Everywhere you go, I mean, we already know in every goddamn ghetto in America, there's a Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Every single one, everywhere you go, and you know that's the place with the top quality H that you can find. It's the place with the best crack cocaine anywhere in the city. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard is the place to go, no matter what city you're in, if you want to get high. You understand? But that's not even his name. That's not even his name. And he paraded around with that name when, well, why can't you just be who you are? You understand? Read on.
King Sr.'s mother insisted that she name him Michael after the archangel Michael, said King scholar Patrick Parr, author of The Seminarian. Okay, I got it back. Martin Luther King Jr. come of age. The seminarian Martin Luther King Jr.
So his mother, she says she named him Michael after what? After the archangel Michael in the Bible. All right. So there's strike one on MLK. You ain't even who you are. You understand? And with that, I'm gonna pass the class over to priest and captain of 13,000 Nayathak.
Shalom, warriors. How y'all doing?
Sir.
Y'all good?
Sir. Sir.
I see.
Yeah, brother one.
Taba One was giving you all a schooling on this traitor, Martin Luther King. You know what I mean? To give us this day as being his birthday. And we know what in the Bible we ain't supposed to be celebrating no birthdays. All right. I strike one. All right. And Taba, where stopped off at with Martin Luther King?
I just got the history on his name, proving that he wasn't even born Martin Luther King. That was a made up name.
Right. Correct. You know what I mean? And that was just that was his what you call a stage name. All right. Just so that we will look at him as being, you know what I mean, somebody important. When he was nobody important, not to us, but to his so-called oppressor. He was very instrumental and important in destroying blacks and Hispanics and Native Indian, especially black people, into destroying them into thinking that, you know what I mean, we have to march for civil rights. You know what I mean? When every man, you know what I mean, was born with that civil rights, and that civil right come from the Most High. All right. Anybody have any questions on it? We'll get some what about scriptures? What scriptures we go to for Martin Luther King on this day?
We was at Matthew 7 and 15.
Mm-hmm. But what scripture we go to in here directly to it? Which ones? You recall? Let me know when it's 8 o'clock, right?
Come on.
So let's go to, I think it's
Jeremiah
Jeremiah.
one as well, sir.
Jeremiah 23, right?
Come on.
So there's two major chapters we go to for Martin Luther King. And is Jeremiah 23, chapter 23. All right, so start more there first.
23 and 25. Yeah,
you could go there immediately. Let's hit the nail on the head.
Sir. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 25. I have heard.
Hold on. Before you go there, go to Jeremiah 23 and 1.
Sir. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 23.
No. 23 and 1.
Oh, Salakia, sir. The water.
No, you good. You good.
Okay.
I know you read this over and over, Yanazar. Is it Christians? You know, we doing this for the Christians. You know what I mean? You passing over it because you read this over and over. You know about this. But the Christians, they don't know. Or else they'll be, you know, I mean, coming out the Christian church and pouring into here under command of Jerry Hannah. But you got to know this. All right, so read verse 1 for me.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture.
So it says what? Woe be unto the what? The pastor. And woe meaning what? Destruction unto the pastor. That don't mean for you all to do what? To go get a gun and do what? Go kill your pastor, go beat your pastor up. Doesn't mean that. The Lord is the one who won't destroy a pastor. You understand? Sad to say, but Eddie Long was an example. Right? Eddie Long was an example. You understand? Come on.
Verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, thus saith the Lord, the Most High of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people, ye have scattered my flock and driven them away.
Ye have what?
Ye have scattered my flock.
Right? And that whole thing that Martin Luther King did, he scattered the flock. He scattered us. You understand? He had people leaving their homes all in Alabama, all the way down south to march up to where? To Washington, D.C. And once the march was finished, what happened?
Nothing.
What happened after the march was finished?
Absolute. Well, we got civil rights.
I talk about after the march happened. What happened to black people?
Got
Because
worse.
remember, Martin Luther King got what? Killed. Right. There was nobody took over after. Who took over after him?
Messy Jesse.
Yeah, but directly after, remember your leader just got shot in the head.
Abernathy.
No, okay, understand what I'm saying. If your leader got shot in the head, what happens to the flock?
They scatter.
All right. And before that, you understand? Like he was bringing people up here, right? What happened to them after the march? Did they go back down south? Where they went?
Salaki, sir.
Yes, sir.
If I'm not mistaken, many of them stayed right up there.
Yes, many of them stayed right up because there was no plan afterwards. He scattered them.
Right.
He didn't have no plan after we march. What's going to happen? Because remember, the whole the civil rights, the whole civil rights movement had to deal with what? With brothers getting what? Paid the same thing their slave masters was getting paid. This had to do with jobs, with money. When Martin Luther King took over, it turned into us wanting to sit on his toilet, to sit on his bus. It turned into something totally different. You understand? All right? So he scattered the flock. You understand? Read on.
Verse 2. Salakia. Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them.
And have not what?
Visited them.
He has not visited them. What does it mean by he has not visited them?
So, you got it, sir? Yeah, it means that he hasn't taken care of them. He haven't looked after them.
Right? He ain't go and see what's happening to his people. Just like when it said the Lord will visit you. Like he ain't come and say, well, you know what? Well, you know, we ain't supposed to be eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. He ain't visiting, he ain't telling you what the Lord actually say to do. You understand? He's scattering you. And lower down, you're going to see the reason why he was scattering you. Right? Read on.
And that, behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, saith the Lord.
What?
I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, saith the Lord.
Because he didn't visit the flock. Because he didn't come and see what the flock actually needed. Right? The Lord said what? I'm going to visit you. I'm going to visit you. You understand? And the Lord visited him. You understand? The Lord is the one that visited him. Right? Read on.
Verse 3. And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all the countries whither I have driven them, and I will bring them again to their folds.
And I will bring them what?
I will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase.
Right? Like the Lord gonna get rid of these so-called black leaders. There's a video going around right now on the internet with some pastor spitting in his hands and rubbing it on one of his congregant face, and likening it to the Lord when he healed the blind man in John. You understand? Like go ahead.
Verse 4. And I will set up shepherds over them which shall feed them.
And the shepherds are who right now? The men in where? In the Isupk on the command and journey.
That's right.
Damn
right.
We actually visit the people. We actually go where? On the streets. We actually go meet the people where? On the streets. You understand? We set up what? Food program. We have what? The prison program. We are actually visiting Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand?
Come.
When we had the mission to Acuna, you understand? We actually went and visit God's chosen people.
If I may, sir.
Come on.
I seen a video. It was 4 brothers. It was Officer 5000. They were going to an Indian reservation.
Right.
And they was in the car driving to the reservation, to take them some stuff out there. I saw that. I thought that was worth mentioning.
Yes, you understand? We actually go visit God's chosen people.
Come.
We ain't your pastors. We ain't standing up on a pulpit teaching lies and scattering the flock. You understand? Yeah, Creflo Dollar, T.D. Jakes, L. Sharpton, what's his name? Fruit of Islam.
Louis Farrakhan.
They are scattering the flock. These men have, in the thousands of congregants. They're scattering the flock.
Come.
You understand? When Ellie Long was accused of molesting those kids, his congregants left and went to who church? Creflo Dollar Church.
Come.
And Creflo Dollar had to tell them what? Go back to your pastor. Go back to that molester. You understand? They're scattering the flock. Right? Now skip me down to verse 23 now.
Come. Verse 23. Am I a God at hand, saith the Lord, and not a God far off?
So say that one more time.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 23. Am I a God at hand, saith the Lord, and not a God afar off?
Right. So he's saying what? He right there. He's right there. He ain't far off. He ain't like Allah. He ain't far off. Allah all the way in Mecca. You understand? You pray to Allah, you have to go to Mecca. Not when we're dealing with the God of the Hebrews. He's not far off. He's right there. Right, read on.
Verse 24. Can any hide himself in secret places that I shall not see him, saith the Lord?
All right, what is he saying?
If I may, sir, he's saying that like nobody can escape out of his hand. He sees everything that you do.
Right. And it's like remember in Genesis when
Cain.
Not Cain. This had to do with Adam and Eve. When Eve ate of the fruit and then went to give it to Adam, and then what happened after Adam ate of it? What he did?
They try to hide.
Yes. How did they try to hide?
They put on the garments of the heathen. They try to blend in with the other nations.
Right, like today. How do we hide today?
We blend in with the other.
By doing what?
I'm lucky, sir.
Mm-hmm.
By adopting his way of life, his philosophies, celebrating Christmas just like everybody else, celebrating Thanksgiving like everybody else.
We put on the suit and tie. You understand? Put on the suit and bow tie. You understand? We go try to hide in Islam. We go to try to hide in Christianity from the Lord. We go and try and hide in every religion on the face of the earth from the Most High. We try to hide from the Most High in democracy. We try to hide from him. You understand? Right. And what is the Lord saying? Read on through Jeremiah.
Verse 24. Saith the Lord, do not I fill heaven and earth? Saith the Lord.
Meaning what? He sees and what? Hear everything.
Come on, sir.
You understand? You think you just putting on a dress in your house. The Lord see it. The Lord see you in that dress and that panty. If you're a man. You understand? He sees you. You can't hide from him. You understand? Right? Go on.
Verse 25. I have heard what the prophet said, that prophesies lies in my name.
All right.
saying,
And now he is going, and this is to who? The prophet. It's directly to the prophet. You think you could hide from the Lord, Farrakhan, Sharpton, Creflo Dollar? You think you could hide from him? Behind these sweet words you want to say, with these expensive clothes you're wearing, with a jet, you think you could hide from the Lord? Come on. What's he saying?
I have dreamed. I have dreamed.
No, this is a prophet that said what?
I have dreamed. I have dreamed.
Who said that? That was Martin Luther King.
That's right.
He said that. He thought he could hide from the Lord, Martin Luther King. You understand? He thought he could have been in the Watergate Hotel, lighting fire to some white girls behind, and the Lord not see. Look down from heaven and see. He hid from who? He hid from us, from man. He hid from us. But you can't hide from the Lord.
That's right.
You cannot. You're a black woman out there, and you have a husband, and you ain't treating him well, and then when you come around, you pretending to be the most loveliest person. The Lord seeing you. I may not see you, but the Lord seeing you.
That's right.
He's seeing you. He's saying that you're disgusting and filthy. What I see as a nice smile, like everything is okay, but the Lord see you. Likewise, you men, brothers, you understand?
I'm calm.
Smile around the brothers, but inside that house, you're an animal. The Lord sees it. Yeah, you could fool me, but the Lord's saying what? You can't fool him.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Come on. Read on.
Verse 26. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesies lies?
How long? What did Martin Luther King said? I had a dream that what? One day?
Little white boys and little white girls will hold hands and sing the old Negro spiritual.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's what Martin Luther King said.
Okay.
Until they look at what's happening. 2 brothers got killed within a week in Fayetteville by our oppressor. You understand? Got murdered, killed. Not in self-defense or nothing. You understand? You going about your business, and here comes the oppressor. Quick to draw a gun and shoot you and kill you. That was the dream he was talking about. Holding hand in hand with what? A murderer? A thief? That's the dream he had. That dream was blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians' nightmare.
Right. That's right.
We live in a nightmare right now. You understand? That one with the brother, I forgot his name in Fayetteville. I wonder if you could look the both brothers' name up. There's one with a brother who got in an argument with a so-called oppressor, right? At some intersection. And the oppressor father shot a shotgun through the window and killed the brother on the spot, and then drove away and went home and left that brother right there on the ground. No ambulance, nothing. That's the dream. That's the I had a dream. Why we get killed in this place, man? And then the other brother, who the oppressor said, the brother jumped up on his hood and he was in fear of his life, so he shot and killed the brother.
That's Jason Walker, sir. His name was
Jason Walker.
Concert.
You understand? Like, come on. Like that's the dream. Like we still marching and trying to beg so-called our oppressor to love us, to have pity on us. To hell with that, man. To hell with that.
That's right.
All right? Read on.
On concert. they are prophets of the deceit of their own heart.
They're the prophet what?
Of deceit of their own heart.
Of their own heart. Meaning what?
They preaching what their heart desires, not what the Lord is saying.
Yes. Meaning Martin Luther King desired who? To sit in a restaurant with who? And eat with who? Our so-called oppressor.
That's right.
He's the one that wanted to sit on the oppressor's toilet. He's the one that wanted the oppressor's woman. He wanted it. So guess what? He's going to find a way that all of us get in bed with it too.
Damn right. Slug,
You understand? When back then, the majority of us was not down for that. But then you have Negroes like this have a dream. Because why? He wants to be with the oppressor.
That's right.
You understand? That's why the Bible is saying, read that last part over again.
They are prophets of the deceit of their own heart.
Mm-hmm. Read on.
Verse 27, which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor.
You understand?
Come on, sir.
Right? This is Martin Luther King right here. This is the man that your oppressor gave you to celebrate his birthday. You understand? Like he gave us to celebrate this traitor's birthday. You understand? Read that part over one more time. Because I know Christians, you Christians who out there listening to this, your pastor ain't reading this in the church. Because guess what? It sounds somewhat like him, and he knows it. So it's something that he's going to just leave out. Right? Read on. No, read that verse over again.
Verse 27, which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor, as their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal.
You understand? Forgotten. The Christian church has forgotten God's name.
That's right.
You understand? And when I say forgotten God's name, meaning what?
They no longer follow him.
Yes.
They no longer reverence him either.
Right. Okay. You gotta give me a little more.
They follow other gods.
They what?
They follow other gods other than the Most High.
Okay, what you're saying is right, but oh wait, give me the nail on the head. When I say give me the nail on the head, it's a reason why they're following other gods. It's a reason why they're eating crab, shrimp, and lobster. It's a reason why. Come on. Taba one.
So I was gonna say, is it like, because the word name also means like reputation. So
Very
it's
good.
like we forgot what the Most High did for us. He brought us out of Egypt. He's, you know what I'm saying? He's been our God. He's been our power. We've had that relationship with him, and we've forgotten who he is to us.
Okay, you own it, and I'll give you it, right? But there's another part to him we forgot also too, that he will do what? He will kill us.
That's right.
That's the reputation the Lord has. You understand?
Okay.
So now, when Martin Luther King gets a bullet to his head, we don't sit down and think, well, why did he get a bullet to his head? We don't sit down and think, well, maybe the Lord did it because he was trying to take his people down a path that the Lord doesn't want. We don't see it like that because we forgot God's name.
That's right.
Because of a pastor. We forget it. So now a brother or sister could come and say, what? I could eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster if I want. I just have to pray over it. Because you forget the Lord's reputation.
Right.
You don't know the Lord's reputation because your pastor made you forget his reputation. So now you do what? You molest in the church, right? You rape. You understand? You have adultery in the church going on because you forget the Lord's reputation. But in here, in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, you're reminded every day of God's reputation.
That's right.
Of the Lord's name. You're reminded every day. Every class you sit down in, you are how to put it, you are schooled on the Lord's name. You understand? Just like this retarded person in the chat right here. He or she does not know God's name.
That's right.
He or she will shut them out and just listen and
That's
ask
right.
questions instead of running the goddamn mouth.
That's right.
You know nothing. If you knew something, you would be in this school in one of those chairs sitting down, right? Doing something, but nah. All right, come on. Read on.
Verse 28. The prophet that hath a dream, let him tell a dream. And he that hath my word, let him speak my word faithfully. What
You
is...
understand?
Salaki, sir.
Read on. So what is the Lord saying here?
Salaki, sir. He's saying, you know what I'm saying, let the person who talking about all the dreams they have, you know what I mean, they can talk about their dreams, but the real prophets are going to talk, they're just going to tell you what the Lord said. They're just going to repeat to you what the Lord said in the scriptures.
Right. But he's saying, let them tell it a dream. Right? Say, come, let him tell it a dream. Right? But read on, you correct. Read on.
What is the chaff to the wheat, saith the Lord?
What is the chaff to the wheat? The Lord is asking for the thing. Give me 1 minute, right? All right, come on.
If I may, sir.
Uh-huh.
He's saying in this scripture that what is the chaff to the wheat? Like the chaff of the wheat is worthless. So it's like the lies compared to the truth. The wheat is the good portion and the chaff is the trash that you throw away.
Yes. You understand? Like the Lord basically is almost like he's trying to be sarcastic in a way. Like, come on, tell a dream. Now remember, we already read in Deuteronomy where it says, if a prophet, right, if he say it and it come to pass, then he is what? He speaks the word of the what? The Lord. You understand? Martin Luther King spoke like he was a what? Prophet. And then it come to pass? Has not. He is not a prophet.
That's right.
He is not a prophet of the Lord. You understand? Not. Let's go to Matthew 23. There's another one that sticks, you know what I mean, or suits Martin Luther King. You understand? Matthew 23. Right? And before I get to that, finish reading, give me up to 30. 30.
30?
Yeah, give me up to 30. Give me up to 32. So go back to Jeremiah and start from 29.
My concert. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 29. Is not my word like as a fire, saith the Lord, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces? Verse 30.
All right, so the Lord telling you how his word is, the force it has. All right? That's why you say something out of this Bible here. or you come before the Lord and make an oath, that all get put on your head, and you said, you know what I mean, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, as a brother, and you break your oath, the Lord coming to see you. You are sister, that all get put on your head for you to be called by such and such, and you break that oath and go back into the world, the Lord coming to see you. You understand? He coming to see you. He coming to visit you. But your pastor won't tell you, break it to you like this. Your pastor will be like, nah, everything gonna be okay. You'll be just fine. No, you're not gonna be fine. You come in here and you break your oath. The Lord is not, everything is not going to be fine. Everything is going downhill. All right? Come on, read on.
Come on. Verse 30. Therefore, behold, I am against the prophets, saith the Lord, that steal my words, every one from his neighbor.
Right, steal my word. Why is he saying steal?
If I may, sir.
Uh-huh.
He means that they keep the people from seeing the truth. You know, they speak the words incorrectly. They tell lies pertaining to the word.
You're correct, but why is he saying steal? You're correct with what you're saying, Yanaza.
Concert.
But give it in a way so that, okay, it's like this, right? Say you write a book, right? So you write a book, right? But your book that you wrote is on some file sheet, right?
Concert.
I get those file pages of your words, and now I put it into a book and say written by Isupk. What have I just done?
You stole it.
Yeah.
Plagiarized, sir.
Yes. And now think about a prophet. When a prophet come, right? He's supposed to be telling you what the Lord said to do, right? But a prophet like Martin Luther King came and used the Lord's words to further his disgusting lifestyle.
That's right.
He stole the Lord's words.
That's right.
You understand? He plagiarized.
That's right.
You understand?
It's like, so it's 8 o'clock. I don't want.
Okay. We like 5 more minutes on this, right?
Okay.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Yanaza. Read on.
Verse 31. Behold, I am against the prophets, saith the Lord, that use their tongue and say, he saith.
You understand? He saith. And who's the he saith?
Slacky, sir.
Uh-huh.
The he saith would be the Most High.
Yes. Like when Martin Luther King was saying, I had a dream that one day, he is saying that this is from who? The Lord saying this.
Right. Come.
You understand? And that today, brothers and sisters, Akim and Akwath, that today is having black people killed.
That's right.
That's right.
You understand? That all the way to today is having people killed. You understand? Generations getting killed because of this disgusting bastard's dream.
That's right.
You understand? He should have kept that dream to himself. He'd have been good.
Right.
But now he brought it to the nation and he used the Lord's name. You understand?
Okay.
Right? Give me let's read a little bit of Matthew 23. Right? So this is another chapter you could go to break down this whole Martin Luther King. You understand? 23
what, sir?
So you can start on 1.
Okay.
So, like for example, like Jeremiah 23. Jeremiah 23 is about these false prophets. You understand?
Okay.
Matthew 23 is about your false prophets also too.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 23 and verse 1. Then spake Yahushua to the multitude and to his disciples, verse 2, saying, the scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat.
Right. And like today, your so-called what? Your Christian churches, you understand, your TD Jakes, Creflo Dollar, El Sharpton, Farrakhan, they sit in what seat? In Moses' seat. You understand? Read on.
Come. Verse 3. All therefore whatsoever they bid you observe.
Right now you can't even do that. Right now you can't even observe what they're telling you to do.
Right.
You understand?
That's right.
Read.
Come. That observe and do, but do not ye after their works. For they say,
Right.
and do not.
Right? Meaning what? Don't do after Martin Luther King and them works.
Right.
Don't do it. You understand? Right?
Come.
Observe. Look and see what they're saying. Does this match up with what? No. He said they don't even do it, what they do after their works.
Slack, sir.
Come on.
So would at this time when Christ was saying this, was he saying for the people, you know, to do what the Pharisees say, because the Pharisees at the time were teaching that they weren't teaching that the law was done away with. They were still teaching the law, but they themselves weren't following it. So it's like when they tell you certain things, that's from the law. But if you look at their behavior and how they act and what they do, you know, they going behind trees and eating swine's flesh. Don't do what you do.
Yes, don't do the works, because they wasn't doing what they're telling you not to do. You understand? Come on.
Verse 4. For they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne.
Right? That's like today with your pastors and them. You know what I mean? Perfect example would be what? You don't have a job and you in need of what? Money to pay your bills, some type of bill. And your pastor going to tell you, well, you know what I mean? Just pray about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? The Lord going to send you away. Before you know it, you on foreclosure. You know what I mean? You had to go sleep, you know what I mean, in some I would call it halfway house. You know what I mean? Somewhere you gotta go sleep while he is comfortable in his home.
Right.
You understand?
All
right? Right? Come on, read on.
And lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers.
Yeah, will move them with one of their fingers.
That's right.
You understand? Now you Martin Luther King right there for you. He moving them with one of his fingers. Now he telling you, you know what I mean, to go join hand in hand with these bastards. And look at your stores now. You ain't got no stores. Nothing. All right, read on.
Come on. Verse 5. But all their works they do for to be seen of men. They make broad their phylacteries.
And
enlarge the borders of their garments.
Right? Meaning everything outwardly is just for what? For show. So you see this Rolls Royce? This is the Lord.
Right.
You see this G5 jet? This is the Lord. This nice suit and this pants? This is the Lord.
That's right. Everything
they do is just what? For you to see.
Come on. Salakia, sir.
Come on.
If I may, Adawan, would this precept also be used for fake Israelites? Because fake Israelites, you know, they about appearance. It's like a Christian. They all about appearances. You know what I mean? They got 8,000 people marching down a street going absolutely nowhere and all kinds of stuff like that. But they ain't going to the mission to Acuna. You know what I'm saying? They ain't doing they ain't doing the work.
They do, yes. It's the same thing. They're like Sadducees and Pharisees. Ain't no different. Remember, if you're not in the UPK, you're what? You're not in the truth.
That's right.
You are Christian. You know what I mean? You are a Christian. Right? Like Rana, Israel. You are a Christian.
That's right.
Israelite?
Damn right.
Come on.
Verse 6. And love the uppermost rooms at feasts and the chief seats in the synagogues
Mm-hmm.
Verse 7. And greetings in the markets, and to be called of men, Rabbi, Rabbi.
Right. And be called of men rabbi. You understand? Martin Luther King wanted men to call him Martin Luther. That's why he had to go what? Change his name from
Right.
Michael, whatever. Because he wanted his name to be what? Prominent. Some prominent name. Right? Read on.
Come on. Verse 8. But be not called Rabbi, for one is your master, even Christ, and all ye are brethren.
Right? So you telling them what? Only one is what?
Salakia.
One is your what? Your master. Who is what? Christ. Right? And why is he saying this? Come on.
If I may, sir. He's saying this because all these other Pharisees and Sadducees are leading the people in lies, and he's the truth. Christ is the truth, and we should follow him.
That's right. Remember, there could only be what?
One truth.
One. So in that time, and who you're supposed to follow?
Christ.
Christ. He is your master. You understand? Not rabbi, such and such. He ain't your master. Because Christ on the scene. Follow Christ. You understand?
Come on.
Which is stupid to think that we all could have a truth. We all cannot have a truth. There's truth come from one place. You understand? And right now, that's where in the UPK under Commander Jerry Hannah.
That's right.
You understand? You ain't following that man, you're not in the truth. Okay, what you say, you could be a man, woman, whatever. If you're not in here under Commander Jerry Hannah, you're not in the truth. You're a Christian. All right, come on. Read on.
Come on. Slack, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Verse 9. And call no man your father upon the earth, for one is your father, which is in heaven.
All right, and this goes for your who? Your Catholics and them. Like say, father, this father, such and such. Only one father you have. Right? And it isn't, this is what? Does this mean physical?
Sir.
Right? Because we all had what? We all have what?
A father, a physical father.
Yeah, we all have a father on the earth, right? You come from a man, Tabawan. Yanaza, you come from a man, and sister, you come from a man also too. We all have fathers on the earth, but there's one who is our father, and who is the what? The Most High.
That's right.
Who's in heaven. That's your father.
Come.
Right? Come on.
Come. Slack you. For one is your father which is in heaven. Verse 10. Neither be ye called masters, for one is your master, even Christ.
All right. So it's going in to who? Christ is just giving you what? Christ, what Christ is doing here? He's giving you what? The what?
The order.
Yes, the order.
That's right.
You understand? All right. Christ trying to tell you what? He's doing the work of who? The Father. Right? So guess what? Follow me, Negro.
That's right. Damn right.
John didn't understand it. So John did what? Send his what? His disciples. And Christ had to cut him deep. You understand? All right. Don't be like that. All right. Is there any more? Let me see.
No, I don't think so.
This whole chapter is basically Martin Luther King. When it say, just read verse 13 for me.
Come. The book of Matthew, chapter 23, and verse 13. But woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye shut up the kingdom of heaven against men.
You understand? That's your Martin Luther King. That's your black leaders. They shut up the kingdom of heaven. The hypocrites. You understand? Tell it do one thing and they do the other.
Right.
You understand?
Come.
Behind closed doors, You having orgies.
Ooh-wee.
You understand? But come Sunday morning, you preaching against what?
Against fornication. Con.
Yeah, you preaching against fornication. Come Sunday morning. You understand? Come Sunday morning, you preaching against what? Homosexuality. And you were practicing all of that.
That's right.
In the Watergate. They have all the files on them.
That's right.
They want to let go all the files because they still want what? Black people, Hispanic people to be what? Destroyed more and more. Right. And it's all going to come out when what? When he sees what? When he sees us, you know what I mean, basically fully destroyed. But thanks be to, you know what I mean, Lord, on the command of Johanna, we don't have to wait till that day.
That's right.
You understand?
Right?
Right? Come on.
It's like keep on verse 13, sir. For neither, it's like it, for ye neither go in yourselves, neither suffer ye them that are entering to go in.
You understand? They don't go in and they don't try to have you go in. Why? Because they're teaching you what? They're teaching you a way of what? Of not entering. So guess what? You can pray over the pork. You understand? You can pray over the pork. You can pray over the crab, shrimp, and lobster. The Lord knows your heart. All this type of rhetoric there, you know what I mean? They tell the congregation. And then when you go to talk to them, this is what they're bringing back and telling you. You understand? Right? They shut the door on them. So they shut the door, and it's like, well, if I'm not going in, what? Then you ain't going in.
Right.
None of you going in. So guess what? Just pay me. Just give me all your money. You can do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Sister, such and such. Ain't no sweat. You could go and swing on the poles Saturday night. Sunday morning, just come and put that money in that basket. And the Lord will be just fine with your lifestyle. You understand? Brother, such and such, I know, I'm hearing how you're speaking, I've seen how you're beating that tambourine. I could tell, you know what I mean, you have sugar in your tongue. But, you know what I mean? It's okay. The Lord loves you. Just put that money in the basket. You understand? You ain't telling him, you know what I mean, you can't be he can't be gay. You're not saying that.
Right.
You letting him twitch, you know what I mean, break his you know what I mean, rest, beating the tambourine. You know what I mean? And you're good to go because he is filling your pocket. You understand?
So like you, sir.
Come on.
Like, if I may, I don't want what you're saying is so heavy because Martin Luther King had that, 60 years ago. His right-hand man, Bayard Rustin, was a known homosexual. Like, it was like in the 60s, he was an out homosexual. Everybody knew it. And he was really, damn near the brains of the operation of the whole civil rights joint. And that was Martin Luther King's right-hand man.
You understand? Right-hand man, and we know, you know what I mean? If that's your right-hand man, guess what? You ain't far behind him too.
That's right.
You understand? In that type of lifestyle. All right. There's something I want to get into before. Let's go to Judges.
Come.
On Judges, I don't know how much of the story we could get into, but I think it's Judges 19. Pertaining to what's his name? To the Benjamites and them and that heinous act that almost getting wiped out.
Come. Judges 19, sort of verse 1, sir?
Oh, no, hold on. Judges 19. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, start at verse 1 and I'll skip you around. All right.
Okay. It's the book of Judges, chapter 19 and verse 1. And it came to pass in those days when there was no king in Israel, that there was a certain Levite sojourning on the side of Mount Ephraim, who took to him a concubine out of Bethlehem, Judah.
All right.
Verse 2. And his concubine,
Salakia, sir. What is
Come on.
what does the concubine mean in this context, sir?
Okay, this in this context, it meant, okay, with the Levites, right? The law was very specific on Levi.
Come on.
What was it specific to with Levi? If you were a Levite, what had to happen?
So, Lockie, if I'm not mistaken, so
Mm-hmm.
Levites have restrictions on like who they can marry.
Very good. And what was one of the restrictions?
Were they only allowed to marry within their tribe?
That's right.
Con.
You're correct. All right, like the other tribes also too, but they were specific. You know, so Levi, he had to stay within his tribe.
Con.
Yeah, and I forget the other. There's other criteria also too that came with Levi when it comes to marriage.
They had to,
right?
if I may, sir, I think they had to marry a virgin too.
Yes, a young woman of marriageable age, right? All right, read on.
Con. Verse 2. And his concubine played the whore against him
Mm-hmm.
and went away from him unto her father's house to Bethlehem, Judah.
What does it mean by she played the whore on him?
Salaki, if I may, sir, I was hoping you could clarify that because I've always been confused about this scripture. I wasn't sure if I'm not mistaken about this story.
Mm-hmm.
The end of the story confused me because if she played the whore, it sounded like she slept with someone else, but I'm always been confused. I'm not sure, sir.
So you tell me the Levite is a champak?
That's what I'm not sure about because if she played the whore the way I'm thinking of playing the whore, then there's no way he would.
Right, so it's one flow, right, in the Bible, right? If a woman goes out there and sleeps with another man, then that's not his woman.
Con.
All right, so whore simply meaning what? She left his house basically without, you know what I mean, without his saying, and went where? To her parents. Went back to her parents.
Con, sir.
You understand?
Most High in Christ. Con, sir.
She basically ran from him. Who knows what was going on in the house? And she's like, you know what? I'm going back to my parents' house.
Con.
Understand? Because if she was a whore, she would have to been what? He's a Levite. Guess what he will have to do?
Stone her to death.
Yeah, he will have to bring her back. You understand? Put her on trial and then what? Stone her. He'll be the first one to cast the stone.
That's right. Con,
you understand?
sir.
All right, so read on.
Con. Salakia. Verse 3. And her husband arose and went after her to speak friendly unto her and to bring her again.
Right, to do what?
To speak friendly unto her.
Right, to speak friendly unto her. Meaning what? Baby. It's more like, you know what I mean, baby. You know what I mean? What's going on? Come on back home, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? This here, this, that, the other.
All right.
Come on back home.
Con.
All right, come on.
Con. And to bring her again, having his servant with him and a couple of asses. And she brought him into her father's house. And when the father of the damsel saw him, he rejoiced to meet him. Verse 4.
Read on.
And his father-in-law, the damsel's father, retained him, and he abode with him 3 days. So they did eat and drink and lodge there.
Right. What verse again?
I'm about to go to verse 5, sir.
All right, skip down to verse 9.
Con. The book of Judges, chapter 19 and verse 9. And when the man rose up to depart, he and his concubine and his servant, his father-in-law, the damsel's father, said unto him, Behold, now the day draweth toward evening. I pray you tarry all night. Behold, the day groweth to an end. Lodge here, that thine heart may be merry. And tomorrow get you early on your way, that thou mayest go home.
Salakia, sir. If I may, sir, I'm still trying to understand why they keep calling her, because her father's involved. She's sleeping with this man. Why is she still being called a concubine? Why she's not his wife?
Because of that whole situation with her not being a Levite.
All right, sir.
Salaki, if I may, sir. If I may, it's just the word concubine is not necessary. It doesn't mean she's not his wife. Obviously,
Right.
what is happening, a concubine is a wife. It's just the circumstances by which you get the wife. So
Yes.
For a Levite, if you get a wife that's not a Levite, that's a concubine. That's because it's looked at that way because she's not in the protocols for how you're supposed to get a wife.
Yes, for putting into Levi.
No, sir.
Right? But a concubine really is when you do what? You have to win her through what? Through war. You understand? You have to go to war. Her father and mother has to what? Be killed, and then you take her in. Right? And that's where that's in I think that's in Deuteronomy. I think 21. Right? Go to that quick.
Sir.
Deuteronomy 21 and 10.
Sir.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 21 and verse 10. When thou goest forth to war against thine enemies, and the Lord thy power hath delivered them into thine hands, and thou hast taken them captive.
And just to be clear, the enemy is talking about what? It ain't talking about a strange nation. You understand? This is the concubine is your sister. You understand? All right, read on. You know, some brothers like to say what that they when they go marry what a so-called oppressor woman. He like to say what he has a what? She's a concubine. She doesn't have the same rights as a sister. That is garbage.
That's right.
You understand? You are just making an excuse to do what? To have sex with what? With an oppressor, with a stranger, with a heathen. All right? Come on. Read on.
And verse 11. And seest among the captives a beautiful woman, and hast a desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her to thy wife.
Those what?
That thou wouldest have her to thy wife.
Read on.
Verse 12. Then thou shalt bring her home to thine house, and she shall shave her head and pare her nails. Verse 13. And she shall put the raiment of her captivity from off her.
Right. So now why is she doing all of this? Why are you cutting her hair and her prying her nails?
Salakia. Would it be just like a preparation for her to become your wife?
No, think literal.
If I may, sir.
Come on.
So maybe she was like unclean or dirty or something, and you had to clean her up.
Yes. Went to war, blood all in there. Hair, nails. Remember, this woman you got from where? From war. You understand? So that's just a form of you doing what? Cleaning her up.
I guess that was what I was trying to say, but I can't.
Okay.
The word right. Sir.
All right. Go on. Carry on.
Sir. Salakia. Verse 13. And she shall put the raiment of her captivity from off her, and shall remain in thine house, and bewail her father and her mother a full month.
All right.
After that, thou shalt go in unto her, and be her husband, and she shall be thy wife.
You understand? So she's gonna be a wife. It's just that you're gonna say what? This is your what?
Concubine.
Yeah, concubine. But she is your wife. You understand? Right? But you want her through what? In this case, war.
Right.
Right? Right? So that's what we normally associate a concubine with. All right? But in this case, with the Levi, right? It doesn't say he went to war. Right? It just said that this sister was from where? From Bethlehem, I think, Judah. Which means she wasn't from what? She wasn't from Levi. Okay? So read on.
You want me to jump back to Judges?
Yes. I think I tell it to skip to verse 10, right?
Sir. Verse 9. You said.
Verse what?
I think you told me to go to verse 9, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Con. And when the man rose up to depart, he and his concubine. Oh, so like you did tell me to go to verse 9, but I already read verse 9. So I'm at 10 now, sir. So like you.
Okay.
Verse 10. Judges chapter 19 and verse 10. But the man would not tarry that night, but he rose up and departed and came over against Jebus, which is Jerusalem. And there were with him 2 asses saddled. His concubine also was with him.
Go ahead.
Verse 11. And when they were by Jebus, the day was far spent. And the servant said unto his master, Come, I pray thee, and let us turn into this city of the Jebusites and lodge in it. Verse 12. And his master said unto him, We will not turn aside hither into the city of a stranger, that is not of the children of Israel.
Right. So he telling him, his servant, what? We ain't going there.
Right.
Yes, son. There is heathens. We not going there. Right. Skip to verse to verse 15. No, to verse 14. Verse 14.
The book of Judges, chapter 19 and verse 14. And they passed on and went their way, and the sun went down upon them when they were by Gibeah, which belongeth to Benjamin.
Go on.
Verse 15. And they turned aside thither to go in and to lodge in Gibeah. And when he went in, he sat him down in a street of the city, for there was no man that took them into his house to lodging. Verse 16. And behold, there came an old man from his work out of the field at even, which was also of Mount Ephraim, and he sojourned in Gibeah. But the men of the place were Benjamites. Verse 17. And when he had lifted up his eyes, he saw a wayfaring man in the street of the city. And the old man said, Whither goest thou? And whence comest thou? Verse 18. And he said unto him, We are passing from Bethlehem, Judah, toward the side of Mount Ephraim. From thence am I. And I went to Bethlehem, Judah, but I am now going to the house of the Lord. And there is no man that receiveth me to house.
You understand? So now he in a city of Benjamites, but an Ephraimite saw him, right? And an Ephraimite was, just asking him a few questions. Where you going, where you coming from? Normal questions. You'll ask a brother if you see him, in the streets back then, right? Come on.
Verse 19. Yet there is both straw and provender for our asses, and there is bread and wine also for me and for thy handmaid, and for the young man which is with thy servants. There is no want of anything.
Right. Skip to verse 20.
Verse 20. And the old man said, Peace be with thee. Howsoever, let all thy wants lie upon me. Only lodge not in the street.
Right. So this is we had laws on how we're supposed to treat a stranger if they come into your city. You understand? UPK, we do that. We do this.
That's
you understand?
Right.
You leaving to go to another city, you're going to have to do what? Call the man over that city and let him know what? You coming there. You understand? And if you need anything, he is there to do what? At your service.
That's right.
You understand? And this is what went on here with this old man. You understand? He saw him and he remembered that there is a what? There's a law on how we're supposed to treat each other. Right? And he treated this man, greeted this man. Right?
That's
Read
right.
on.
Verse 21. So he brought him into his house and gave provender unto the asses, and they washed their feet and did eat and drink.
All right, read on.
Verse 22. Now as they were making their hearts merry, behold, the men of the city, certain sons of Belial, beset the house round about and beat at the door and spake to the master of the house, the old man, saying, Bring forth the man that came into thine house, that we may know him.
All right, read on.
Verse 23. And the man, the master of the house, went out unto them and said unto them, Nay, my brethren, nay, I pray you, do not so wickedly, seeing that this man is come into mine house. Do not this folly.
Right? He's saying
Right,
what? Do
sir.
not this folly. Because these men wanted to do what?
You mean is they wanted to have sex with him?
Yes.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. All right. This is some Sodom and Gomorrah. You understand? Right here. You understand? Read on.
Come on. Verse 24. Behold, here is my daughter a maiden, and his concubine. Them I will bring out now, and humble ye them, and do with them what seemeth good unto you. But unto this man do not so vile a thing.
You understand? So this man was willing to do what? Give up his daughter and the sojourner what? The Levites what? Concubine. But this man, do nothing with him. Right? Come on.
Come on, verse 25. But the men would not hearken to him. So the man took his concubine and brought her forth unto them. And they knew her and abused her all the night until the morning. And when the day began to spring, they let her go.
You understand? They raped this sister, this concubine. You understand? They raped her. All right? Read on.
Verse 26. Then came the woman in the dawning of the day and fell down at the door of the man's house where her Lord was till it was light. And her Lord rose up in the morning and opened the doors of the house and went out to go his way. And behold, the woman, his concubine, was fallen down at the door of the house, and her hands were upon the threshold. And he said unto her, Up, and let us be going. But none answered. Then the man took her upon an ass, and the man rose up and got him unto his place.
Read on.
Sluggy, sir.
Go ahead. Read on.
Verse 29. And when he was come into his house, he took a knife and laid hold on his concubine and divided her together with her bones into 12 pieces and sent her into all the coasts of Israel.
You understand? So the sister what? The concubine what? Died. You understand? At the foot of at the door. That's how evil these men dealt with this woman. She died. They abused her. Right? Come on. Read on.
Verse 30. And it was so that all that saw it said, there was no such deed done, nor seen from the day that the children of Israel came up out of the land of Egypt unto this day. Consider of it, take advice, and speak your minds.
All right. So he sent a note to all the other tribes. You understand? All the tribes. 12. All right. Now this sort of thing we have never seen.
Right.
Since. Right. Read on.
Come.
Skip to verse 3.
The book of Judges, chapter 20 and verse 3. Now the children of Benjamin heard that the children of Israel were gone up to Mizpah. Then said the children of Israel, Tell us, how was this wickedness? Verse 4. And the Levite, the husband of the woman that was slain, answered and said, I came into Gibeah that belongeth to Benjamin. I and my concubine to lodge.
You understand? Like it's very serious. That's how we take this thing very serious.
That's right.
Something happened in a city to a brother. Brother, whoever is over that city go have to answer. Why this happened? That's why it's important that you brothers or sisters, you sojourn into a city, you get in contact with the what? With the captain or the brother, whoever is over that city, the officer, whoever is over that city.
Come.
That's how important it is.
Come.
You understand? Because you're under their care there, right there now. You understand?
Come.
Right?
Come.
And Benjamin with the filthy self did what? They didn't want to give up what? These sodomites. They wanted to do what? They wanted to harbor them. And went out to fight the rest of Israel on it. All right, read on.
Okay. It's like verse 5. And the men of Gibeah rose against me and beset the house round about upon me by night, and thought to have slain me. And my concubine have they forced, that she is dead. Verse 6, and I took my concubine and cut her in pieces and sent her throughout all the country of the inheritance of Israel, for they have committed lewdness and folly in Israel. Verse
You
7.
understand? Like
Come on.
this rape is disgusting, Hakim.
That's right.
That's why you had to
Right.
be so filthy and, you know what I mean, somehow to be wrong with your head to teach that you could rape in Israel.
Come on.
You understand? Read on.
Come on. Salaki, verse 7. Behold, ye are the children of Israel. Give here your advice and counsel. Verse 8. And all the people arose as one man, saying, we will not any of us go to his tent, neither will we any of us turn into his house. Verse 9. But now this shall be the thing which we will do to Gibeah. We will go up by lot against it. Verse 10. And we will take 10 men of 100 throughout all the tribes of Israel, and 100 of 1,000, and 1,000 of 10,000, to fetch victual for the people. That
right.
they
I know why did the before you continue, why did the Levite cut the sister in 12?
Salaki, so was it like a message to show to so they can Salakia. I want to say like to show them, you know what I'm saying, like visually, like yo, like this is what we doing now as Israel. Like we the children of Israel, and now we got blood on our hands like this. We've taken it
basically that's it. That's it. Then that's it right there. He basically did that to show the other 12 tribes, this is how we live in now.
Right.
I have not seen such thing been done in Israel. And he wrote a letter to the 12 of them. You understand? All right? Good. Read on.
Come. To fetch victual for the people, that they may do when they come to Gibeah of Benjamin, according to all the folly that they have wrought in Israel. Verse 11. So all the men of Israel were gathered against the city, knit together as one man. Verse 12. And the tribes of Israel sent men through all the tribe of Benjamin, saying, what wickedness is this that is done among you? Verse 13. Now therefore deliver us the men, the children of Belial, which are in Gibeah, that we may put them to death. And
so before you see what they're doing, right? They went specifically to that city for who?
For the men who committed the crime. For
the man who committed the crime. Right? Read on.
Come. Salakia. Come, that we may put them to death and put away evil from Israel. But the children of Benjamin would not hearken to the voice of their brethren, the children of Israel.
So there's like, nah, to hell with that. You're leaving such and such here. You ain't touching them. You understand? All right? After they heard what their brothers did, that filth, they heard of it. All right? Read on.
Come. Verse 14. But the children of Benjamin gathered themselves together out of the cities unto Gibeah to go out to battle against the children of Israel.
So the whole tribe of Benjamin from thence was a tribe of what? Faggots.
That's right.
Excuse my language.
Salakia, sir.
They were defending gays.
Come.
All right. Go ahead. Tab 1.
Verse 15. And the children of Benjamin were numbered at that time out of the cities 26,000 men that drew sword, besides the inhabitants of Gibeah, which were numbered 700 chosen men. Verse 16. Among all this people, there were 700 chosen men left-handed. Every one could sling stones at an hair breadth and not miss.
Okay, understand what it's saying, right? Just saying that what? Benjamin had what?
Skilled warriors.
Yes, skilled warriors. If you read the story, Benjamin was, get him a run for the money.
Okay.
Until, the end where they finally outthinked us. You understand? And slow almost kill out everybody of the tribe. You understand? All right. And this here is when we were able to have sisters, one example of where we was able to have sisters basically outside our tribe. You understand?
Okay.
All right. All right. What's the time? And you have any questions on it?
So the current time is 8:42, sir.
All right. If you have no questions on it so far, I'm gonna stop it there for today. You all could read through the rest of it. All right. But this here is just an instance of where, Benjamin went all the way left field.
Sir.
All the way left field. And the Lord almost killed out every single one of Benjamin. You understand? We'd have been like the tribe of Dan, but even worse than that.
That's
you understand?
Right.
All right. So make sure Benjamin never be remembered because of this crime.
Sir.
Okay. So with that, I'm gonna pass the class over to Priest and Officer Yanaza. All right. The type of one you'll take it from here, right?
Sir.
All right. All right. Shalom, warriors.
Shalom on the one. Yahushua.
Yahaba Shmishakatham, Yahashamal Tabashim Yashai. Tabon, you all got it?
I'm putting the solo layout right now, so it's just us on the screen.
Okay. All right.
Sir. Shalom Christ, other one.
Shalom. Long Christ.
Security announcements. Once again, we are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. We're not affiliated or associated with any other Hebrew Israelite group, and we teach the truth of the Bible. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or a sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. So like him, after this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18 and 21 and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10, means 10th in the Hebrew and is pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, you give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation, which will be the Feast of Purim, which takes place February 14th and 15th. Remind Akim and Akwatium to check on social media such as isupk.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and material. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And with that, my